What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys a Week 5 Team Builder taking on Revan and the Green Bay Gallades. This team consists of Victini, Nihilego, Chansey, Gastrodon, Articuno, Chimecho, Mega Mawile, Hydreigon, Decidueye, Regieleki, and Heracross. Priority options, he's got the Mega Mawile with Sucker Punch and Decidueye with Sucker Punch and Shadow Sneak. Hazard setting, he's got the Nihilego with Rocks and Toxic Spikes, Chansey with Rocks, Mega Mawile with Rocks, and Heracross with Spikes. Removal options is the Articuno with Defog, the Chimecho with Defog, Hydreigon with Defog, Decidueye with Defog, and Regieleki with Rapid Spin. 4x weaknesses, he's got the Nihilego to Ground, Gastrodon to Grass, Articuno to Rock, Hydreigon to Fairy, and Heracross to Flying. So quite a few there. I don't think I've covered all of them. That used to be a goal of mine, and it's no longer a thing that I consider. In terms of what I'm expecting, the only thing I really don't think is coming at all is Chimecho. It really just offers pretty much nothing in the matchup. I really think he needs like other options. I don't really see why he would want to bring Chimecho unless he's just trying to cheese me. You may notice that there's a new Pokemon on your screen there. I did drop Aerodactyl for Zarude. Aerodactyl was pretty useless in almost every single way, and Zarude kind of had a role in this matchup. I felt like both had a role, but excuse me, Zarude was a little bit less weak, and I kind of just anticipate Zarude to be a much better option for me in this one. So let's go through my team. Oh, actually, I guess I should talk Victini as a giant problem. My team doesn't really have the defensive answers, like I've mentioned before. I'm still considering these drops to get Heatran and Buzzwole instead of Infernape and Scissor, but Infernape looked so good in this matchup to me that I couldn't pull the trigger. Could not pull the trigger before I play this one, so that's why you'll see an Infernape on your screen too. Mega Mawile, Hydreigon, Heracross, Victini, Decidueye are the biggest threats to me, and I'm still terrified of a lot of those. Specifically Decidueye I think is going to be a big problem, but we'll sort of see how it goes. Rotom-Wash. I'm running a mixed defensive Rotom-Wash. This is meant to handle Victini. It's like literally mixed, identical defense and SpDef stats here with the EV spread that I've got going on. So I should be able to tank V-Creates, Energy Balls, whatever it wants to throw at me. I've got Toxic there for a Gastrodon. I would anticipate Heal Bell on like Chansey or Articuno to be able to handle that, or it's going to be sub-Gastro, which would be very annoying. Pain Split to get some health back, especially on Chansey. That's a really good thing for me. I get pretty much my entire HP bar back, even though I'm like maxing my HP stat. Disarming Voice is there to hit the Hydreigon. If it's like sub or something, I just want to be able to hit it. Because otherwise I can't really touch it with like Volt Switch Hydro Pump, so that's what that's there for, and then Volt Switch is there for momentum. I can get momentum on quite a lot of stuff, I would imagine. But yeah, this is mainly designed to handle the Victini. I can kind of get damage off on Mawile. I can maybe switch in and like pivot into the Mawile once before like I just die the second time. This does not handle Articuno or Decidueye at all, but maybe if I catch up with like a Toxic or something. Same with Heracross, I don't really handle it, but I do have the Disarming Voice there. Unfortunately, Disarming Voice is actually an event move, so I can't be shiny, which I'm normally a shiny Rotom-Wash, but there you go. So, Nidoqueen, I'm also bringing Nidoqueen. This is my Mega Mawile switch-in. It's anticipation of being my Mega Mawile switch-in. It's also a decent Heracross switch-in. He's going to have to run Earthquake for this, otherwise he will just be walled. Rocks, Taunt, Earth Power, Ice Beam. So Taunt is there for the Chansey. If I'm 1v1ing the Chansey, I want to have Taunt for that. Most of the time I'm probably not going to click the Taunt though. And I would just rock with like Earth Power, Ice Beam. Excuse me. I thought about running like Earthquake, Ice Punch, which is honestly just as valuable here, and it'll hit the Chansey more. But Intimidate Mawile makes that a little bit more difficult. We'll see if I end up regretting that choice or not. There are a couple things that can come in on me. Like the Articuno and Chimecho can come in on me fairly freely and threaten me out, so we'll sort of see how this one goes. I'm not super anticipating anything like that, but I am outspeeding Mega Mawile speed creeping. This is still wrong. I should just be outrunning Adamant Maw. There we go. So now I'm outspeeding Adamant Mawile. I don't know what I was outspeeding Mega Mawile speed creeping something. But I will just outspeed Adamant Mawile. So he's going to have to Sucker Punch on me. It's physically defined. I mean, Nidoqueen has matchup all the time, right? But maybe I will just change this, actually. Maybe we're just going to change this Impish, and we'll make it Earthquake, Ice Punch. Why do I have Ice Punch or Hydra? And Decidueye. Yeah, Earthquake, Ice Punch looks fine. It's the same benefit, essentially, and because we're running Black Sludge, we don't, like, lose out. Like, technically Earth Power is stronger, right? But this is better against Chansey. So, yeah. Infernape is a Scarfer for us this week with Close Combat, U-Turn, Flare Blitz, and Earthquake. Close Combat just demolishes most of this team. Victini and Chimecho and Decidueye are really the only Close Combat answers. Excuse me. I do have to be jolly. I am outspeeding Nihilego. So I can get one up on Scarf Nihilego if he's special attack boosting, and then Earthquake it or Close Combat or something later. Flare Blitz will handle the Mons that are Close Combat resists, and Earthquake will handle Victini, which is the other one. So pretty solid Infernape here. If I can avoid his hazards going up, then I'm in a much better spot with this, but I'm not really running any removal. I'm not running Defog on this, and that's the only thing that gets removal. So he could just abuse me by setting up Toxic Spikes and things like that. That would really suck. Well, T-Spike's not as much, but rocks for sure. Mega Gardevoir. I'm just running 4 attacks Mega Gardevoir. It's actually pretty solid here, I think. Mystical Fires is just going to demolish the Mawile there. And I'm not going to make the same mistake as last week. Last week, or was it week 3 when I played Dom? Yeah, whenever I played Dom and he had the Corviknight, I ran Mystical Fire, and Mike pointed this out to me later that I should have run Thunderbolt. It was stronger, just all around stronger. So I'm definitely regretting that decision. But this one, no. His Steel is Mawile, Mystical Fire will melt it. Hyper Voice switch-ins don't really exist. Psyshock switch-in is pretty much also don't exist. I mean, Gardevoir is a massive threat to his team. The Victini might be able to tank it, but I've got max HP, so I should be able to live some sort of hit and then Shadow Ball it back. I'm just rolling with the same guard set, which is like max HP, max speed. I'm speed tanking Victini. A little bit of defense investment on there too. I should be able to tank hits from a lot of stuff here and then get hits back. Dragapult, I'm running a leftovers set with Dragonite sub, so this is a setup Pult, physical setup Pult, which can abuse the Chansey a little bit better. I'm not really able to handle the Mawile as well as I would like, so I sort of have to have like the right conditions to be able to handle Mawile. I'm outspeeding Regieleki at +1, so I'm running all of the speeds that I outspeed max speed Regieleki, which makes absolutely no sense, but I would outspeed max speed Regieleki at +1. There's no chance that he's not just going to like creep regular Dragapult. It doesn't make any sense unless he's creeping like Scarf Infernape, Scarf Persian, things of that nature, right? I don't remember exactly what I will be doing, but I should be able to outspeed Regieleki at +1, and Regieleki can't really touch me back. It really only gets normal and electric moves. Dragonite's Phantom Force is enough this game. It should be enough this game. Dragon Darts just melts this entire team. His Dragon Resist is only his Mawile, so Phantom Force should be able to handle that. I could have run a mix set, but I think Phantom Force it's going to be a little bit stronger. And if I'm behind a sub or something, then I can play around with Phantom Force against the Mawile. I'm in a much better spot. But yeah, I'm going to anticipate this Dragapult being probably the main win condition for me this game, rather than like Scarf Infernape. But maybe Scarf Infernape can enable this. Once the Mawile is dead, I'm in a much better spot. Last but not least is Zarude. I'm doing a bulk up set with Synthesis Sub and Darkest Lariat. Just Mono Lariat, which means that I'm a little bit weaker to the Gastrodon, but I can kind of abuse it by sitting on it. I thought about Jungle Healing, but Synthesis is just a little bit better for me instead of just only recovering my sub, but the big deal is healing off burns from Scalds. Yeah, this kind of loses to Mawile, but like a bulk up set, I should be able to eventually bulk up to a point where I can handle it, unless it's Swords Dance, then it's boosting alongside me or something. I'm not running any attack investment, but I don't really need it. I've got enough HP so that Seismic Toss will not break my sub, and then I was able to put some Spit F investment in there, and I'm also outspeeding the Nihilego naturally. Now that I'm looking at this, I kind of like Power Whip over Synthesis, to be honest. I really kind of just like Power Whip over Synthesis. Just having like a really fat way to just break something, you know? So I guess that's what I'm going to go with. I'm worried about a late game with Heracross. I'm very worried about a late game scenario with this. So I'm hoping that the game is just kind of faster rather than drawn out. But I know Revan likes his drawn out games, so sort of see how that goes. In terms of what I'm not bringing, a Alolan Persian is okay here. It's not terrible. It's another Heracross and Mawile weak Mon though, so I'm not bringing it. Kecleon, he doesn't really have the best special threats. Like Hydreigon is the main special threat, and I didn't really prep defensively for Hydreigon, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I could have brought Kecleon for that. Scissor also kind of had a matchup, kind of didn't. It's in the same sort of position as Zarude, where it just like loses to Victini and then beats other things. Abomasnow, same sort of deal. I mean, it can kind of abuse Chansey, but I wasn't really willing to take like a sub-seed set. It was originally on the team, and then I dropped it because Chansey just breaks the sub over and over again. And Luxray, not super great against Gastrodon. So, yeah, like Luxray doesn't really offer a ton of value when the ground type is also their water, or their water type is also a ground type. So that is the team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys for the game.